Good afternoon, the world. Are you crazy for a bit of craziness today? Are you ready for that? Today, I have somebody remarkable in my studio. This woman, she is super mummy. She's not only a creative book coach, she's also an absolutely fantastic mom of two kidpreneurs. She's also a very loving mother and an absolutely insane adventurer and the traveler who went all the way from a dad to traveling the world with her insane family. And why do I say insane? Because this is how people think about her, right? But no, I'm so happy you are today in my studio so you can actually give us a little bit of light, that little glimpse of what is that life of freedom and traveling is looking like. So welcome to my studio today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And I know right now where you are is quite hot. So could you please tell us where exactly you're located right now and how hot actually it is?
So we're on the coast of Spain right now. So it's beautiful sunshine outside. It's like 34 degrees. I've had to come in because I'm wearing black and it was just too hot in the sun.
Great, right? And now, right now, it's really dull and gray here, and it's quite cold. It's about, I reckon, about 6, 7 degrees. So I wonder, all other people who are watching us right now, please do let us know where are you joining us from, and if you are too hot today as well, just like Laura. But I wonder, Laura, how does it even happen that you are traveling around the world, even during the pandemic situation when people are living in a fear and they cannot step out of the house, you still travel?
You're only limited by your mindset and your beliefs. We don't do TV. We don't do media. We look at what's really there. When it all happened and it all went crazy, the hospitals that were supposed to be full, we went and saw them and they were empty. Everyone said all the flights were cancelled. You couldn't go anywhere. We booked a flight. We flew somewhere. So what is told to you and what's really happening, we've found to be two very different things. So we stay very clear from the media.
Wow, I guess right now you're going to create a big wave of tsunami, literally, across entire globe of people saying, what do you mean what we're told is not true? What do you mean we are supposed to be at home and this crazy woman, she's traveling? But okay, right now I get it. Right now it's really strict out there. It's really wild. People don't know what's happening. There's what is the truth? Nobody knows. Okay. But let's not start with COVID-19 situation. Let's start with the very beginning of your insane journey. And I completely respect your journey. I love your journey. I'm in love with you, girl, because I actually met you now. It will be about 2, 3 years ago. And I remember we were talking. It was a Tony Robbins event. Tony, we love you still. And you said, we were talking about traveling. I said, oh, I wish I could travel the world and live the dream of being anywhere. And you turn around saying, yeah, we do it already. And I thought, what? So could you please give us that little glimpse? I know obviously we don't have 15 hours right now straight away, but could you give us a little glimpse of how did you start? What prompted you? And how did you find the courage and the braveness of actually doing that?
Courage, brave, crazy. I think they're all listed in the same category. So we'd gone from no children to 2 children. While I was pregnant with my first, we brought home and rescued a little girl. We were going through a crazy legal battle. The fees were more than all of our bills put together. We were going completely upside down. We went from 2 jobs to 1 job, no kids to 2 kids. Plus all these legal fees, we were completely upside down financially. We had way too much month left at the end of every paycheck, and we just couldn't seem to find a way out. 1 month we didn't pay rent. Thank you, Tony. I spent it on a ticket to UPW instead. Complete shifted my mindset, my beliefs, everything so much. Went back, took full action. There wasn't a way, so we created a way. And over the next 3 months, we cleared from a 4-bedroom farmhouse with 2 kids' rooms, a playroom, years and years of hoarding absolute rubbish now, I realize, to 4 suitcases and just going for it. So it was a big turnaround. And again, I have the Tony world to thank for that, because it just shifted my perception and my mindset. We literally didn't pay rent so I could go and experience Tony in person. And life has never been the same again.
Well, this is what Tony actually promises. Your life will never be again the same. So everybody who never been to Tony, you should be really aware of that if you will go to his event, your life will never be the same again. So be warned. And Laura is a great example of that. Her life was never the same ever since. In fact, she didn't pay rent. Did you eventually pay back to your landlord that rent, or you just disappeared?
I made it back that month.
Oh, good. That's great. That's good. Exactly. I don't want to actually be owning anything to anybody. Yeah, that's great. That's good. But what about that big judgment from other people who looked at you and they were like, these four, they're leaving everything behind and moving away. Where are you going to live? How are you going to make money? What about proper job? What about the school? What about all of those?
We had lots of those. If we didn't have any fears ourselves, everyone else totally made up for them. Like you said, the school, the travel, the work, how are we going to pay for things? And at the start, we didn't necessarily know. We went from little Cornwall to London and lived in Airbnbs for the first few months. And Dave actually kept his job. And just by transferring from Cornwall to London, his salary increased loads. Woo, we were already the other way around. And Airbnb is one bill. It's not, rent, council tax, water, gas, electric, all these other things. It was just one price. So we were starting to even out, because we haven't really touched on this. We were tens of thousands in debt. It wasn't a little bit of debt, tens of thousands. And most people think when you travel the world, you need to have like $1 million behind you. I need millions before I can travel. We started this journey tens of thousands in debt. We practically mortgaged the child we saved. It was kind of insane. So it was creating a way. Airbnb was cheaper. We even lived in a hotel for 3 months. I think I shared this with you privately. Wow. But we were in Heathrow Airport and we got to know the staff. So we got to go in the top floor opposite the runway. And every day we'd all look out the window, all excited, just as excited as the kids. We're going to be on a Virgin plane and we're going to zoom off to America and we're going to do all these travels. And at the end of the 3 months, the day we checked out, we got on a Virgin plane and we flew to America.
Wow, that is insane. And how kids were taking that? Didn't they say like, Mom, I want to go to school. I want to have friends. I don't want to be away from my friends. What about my PlayStation?
So my kids have never had TV or consoles.
Wow.
It's always been books and nature. We go outside so much. And we never had a TV in the house before we even did this crazy stuff. Where you'd normally put a big TV, we had a big world map. And we'd learn about new places, and it was covered in Post-its. We're going to go here because we want to try this, we want to see that, we want to experience this. So we always had this plan to world school eventually. What really kicked it into overdrive for me was I was getting to see the kids change daily, especially in their youngest years. They change every day so fast. And my husband was missing it all. It became my absolute mission for him to fire his boss so he could spend time at home with the kids. So their age, that time of them being little, I felt was so precious. We had to really kickstart it, really make it happen. And the kids, they've never, school, are you kidding? School is socializing, right? Because you get sat with the same peer group, the same age, the same abilities for 10, 12, 16 years. Yeah. That's being sociable. My kids can roll on the floor and play with a baby. They can play with kids their age, older. You could interview them and they would hold a conversation amazing with you. So my idea of socializing kids and the school's idea, they're very different.
Wow, this is insane. I love that. But this is so new. I mean, it was so new, I must say, for years and years and years. And then COVID-19 situation hit the world and kids went out of the school, and now more and more parents are considering homeschooling. And I guess right now people are like, Laura, how did you do that?
I do love that, because all these people that were like, what are you doing? You've turned hippie. Oh my God, you've gone crazy since you've had kids. They used to see us like the little doting housewife, little prairie, all that, this little mum does this cutesy stuff. And then COVID hit. And then everyone had their kids at home. And now they see us as like this Wonder Woman figure, like, okay, now how did you do that? Because you've got kids, you've got business, you've got travel. So now they're really seeing, we may make it look easy because we're passionate about it and our kids come first in everything. but it's not easy. So yeah, we had lots of phone calls. I was helping people kind of create a kind of timetable of ideas of stuff they can do with their kids. Just get outdoors, play. If you're a dad, do the car with them, teach them to dipstick the oil and check the tire pressures. There's so much you can do. There's real life stuff, cooking, chopping. There's so much you can do, even if you're confined to your home space. There's real life skills, and it will actually bond you with your kids. I think people should stop trying to teach them and just try and connect.
Yeah, I love that. I must say, what can be better than that real life experience where actually kids can see real geography, not just what is the capital of so and so, real geography. They can study real biology. They can study real languages, real culture, real food, communication with people. I think it's so amazing being resourceful. When I travel with my son, I did with him 2 road trips through entire Europe. He loved it. We were traveling in the car, we were staying in hotels or Airbnbs, whichever was available, different cities, and he absolutely loved it. And I was like, okay, what shall we see in that city? As we're driving there, he's already searching for the sightseeing places. It was remarkable. So I can only imagine how much more advanced your experience is when you do it all the time. And partially, I feel I don't even want to talk to you because you do it all the time, and I'm so envious.
And we make the kids part of the planning. Like you said, he was already looking at road trips and stuff. So whenever we're going somewhere or we're looking to go somewhere next, it's like, okay, we're looking at here and here. What do you think? And we will all write out, what we think, why we want to go there, what we want to do, what we want to see. And the best part the kids would tell you is when we get lost. We've had so many adventures where we get lost, and I taught my kids to always search for the magic. So we'll get crazy lost. It'd be like an hour out of the way. We've had some crazy adventures. There's so many crazy stories I could share, but there's always been something truly magical that we wouldn't have seen if we hadn't have got lost on that journey. So it's never a stress. It's never a bad thing. It's always this exciting adventure.
I love that. It just says again and proves again how important is that live experience, real life experience. Love that. But darling, I'm sure everybody right now sitting and thinking to themselves, it sounds great. Just take children off the school and you just homeschool them, whichever way, we're going to get into that. But then big question everybody has right now is, how do you make money?
So we are Books Boost Business. I'm a CEO and creative coach of Books Boost Business. We help people create a book and become the go-to expert. My tagline is we create best-selling authors because it's so much more than just a book. It's all about making that person share their story in a truly authentic way where they really flow with what they know. They own it. They own their greatness. I call it the pebble. So I make this pebble super shiny, the best it can be. I launch it out into the lake. They go on and ripple and impact thousands. So by me helping few, I'm watching this ripple effect and they're going out to impact thousands. And this business actually came about because my daughter wrote a book when she was 7. So it all started because my daughter wrote a book and we didn't like the way traditional publishers did things. So we created our own way. Again, our lifestyle was created because there wasn't a way we created it. The way we got Tegan's book out, they wanted to take her off the cover, correct all her grammar, everything that made it magically by a 7-year-old, they kind of wanted to clear off. So again, we found our own way. We created our own way. We did this a few times with our books. And then people just, how did you do that? How did you do that? And we were like, whoa, there's a business here. And it's been an incredible journey.
I love that. And your kids right now, they're kidpreneurs. So they both of them are authors, as far as I'm aware, right?
Best-selling, international award-winning authors.
Oh, wow. Can I adopt your children? Awesome. I mean, you as a mother, you must be feeling so super proud of your own offspring actually being already authors. At what age?
So my little girl started at 7. She obviously inspired my little boy and he started at 4. He's now got 15 on Amazon.
What?
And they learn things from like the Tony Robbins world because we take them to all these events and then they break it down into like super simple. My little boy's books are like 2 to 6-year-olds. So he breaks it down super simple, lots of pictures. And then my daughter breaks them down kind of teenagery age. We have lots of adults that read her books. So she takes big chunky books and simplifies them into an hour's read. So they learn all this amazing stuff that's not taught in schools and they share it with kids.
Wow, that is absolutely crazy, insane, and super inspirational. I mean, most children and four, they barely can read, and your child already was an author. How crazy is that?
I
Because
know.
what happens when you literally step outside of your boxed way of thinking? You step out of your paradigm, your programming, and you step into the greatness of what you can achieve as an individual when you just allow yourself to do that.
Yeah. Everyone asks, when we coach parents, it's the main question we get is, how do you get your kids to think outside the box? There is no box. There isn't one. You put them in there, take them out, throw away the box. You did that. Stop it. We don't control them. We don't tell them what to do. Like, we keep them safe and everything's great.
Yeah.
We just let them be. Just people like, are you really pushy parents? I'm like, are you kidding me? My little boy has 32 books on paper that I can't keep up with creating. Tegan's just doing hers in all different languages now. It's completely not. They're completely driven. They want to do what they want to do. They've seen the impact it makes with other kids and other people, especially Tegan. She's on stages worldwide. So she has that queue of people that tell her the impact she makes. She gets that fan mail that tells what a difference she's making. So they're so passionate. And all a percentage of their books goes to their chosen charities that they're in love with. And they're doing it with purpose. It's not like a pushy thing. It's just them being them.
I love that. So your children being authors already, are they just like their mummy, or solely coaching other people who want to write books as well? Or are they just writing their books at the minute?
So Tegan learns things, downloads it to herself, and then turns it into kids version.
Right.
Tyler does the same. I have an author who's created a book series for kids, and he kind of became her book coach. So it's really funny because I thought I was quite brutal and told it how it was. Wow, kids have no filter. So she'll send him through like, Tyler, what do you think of these characters? What do you think of this? And he's helped her with the names and the design of the characters and make sure the book flows. No kids won't get that. It's this. So she's being coached by her target market, which is kind of perfect for both. And when they're with their friends, and, you know, my little boy was playing with a friend and they were trying to build like a tower out of this magnet stuff. And it kept falling down. And the little girl was like, oh, I can't do this. And can't's a swear word in our house. That's the C word in our house. We all go, oh! Just can't cuts off any other possibility. So he's like, why would you say that to yourself? Come on, we need to look at it differently. And after a few minutes, they did it together. And she went, wow, I did it. And he said, is that it? No. And he stood her up and they jumped around celebrating. So when we win, we celebrate big. It doesn't matter how small the win is. We always celebrate big. So to see them just in play, kind of accidentally coaching their friends and stuff, it's really incredible as a mummy to sit back and watch.
How beautiful. And does that give you that reassurance that what I have done was a good decision? Or do you sometimes think like, okay, that celebration is wonderful, these achievements are amazing, but was it really the right decision? Maybe I should have been, you know, still staying back in the UK, because I know you're from UK, right, originally?
Yeah.
Maybe I should have been back in the UK, back at home, back at school. Does it give you that little reassurance or not? How do you feel every time?
I still have days. In the beginning, people would be like, so your kids aren't at school? And I'd be like, yeah, I homeschool my kids. And I'm very like, Whereas now, yeah, I world school my kids. Oh my God, they're incredible. But I still have days when I kind of wobble. It normally means I've been hanging around with normal people too much. It's one of my hashtags, stop hanging around normal people. And they've got in my head, you know, the little voices, they kind of creep back in. Mindset is a constant thing. And I'll have a moment and I'm like, have I done the right thing? Oh my goodness, should I have? And then the kids will just do something or say something, or the way they are with another person and their kindness and their courage, something will shine through that day. It's like they knew I needed it. And I'm like, what was I thinking? And it just puts me back on track. So their greatness definitely helps keep me realizing this is the best life for them.
I love that. I love it. It's almost like they are giving you the reassurance every time when you have a wobble. That is
Absolutely
beautiful. And was it your idea or was it your husband's idea to just vanish and just go traveling? Who was more crazy? That's my
tell.
You.
So my husband's very laid back and chilled.
Wow.
We've been together, I don't know, 17 years now. And it's always been, I'll be like, let's go jump out of an airplane. And he'll go, all right. Let's go do this. All right. Let's go travel the world. All right.
No
So
way.
I'm the crazy one that has all these nuts ideas, and then he helps me implement them and put them into action.
Oh, that is so beautiful, because what happens very often in relationships, one person will be super crazy, but another person will always try to pull them back. And this can't work out. Well, when you have somebody super crazy like yourself, you need to have somebody who'll be like, okay, let's do it. But at least then you can do it together.
Yeah. I couldn't ever have been with someone if they were going to be holding me back. It just wouldn't have.
It wouldn't
I'm
work
a
out.
bit of a free spirit, so, and my kids are too, which I love about them. Which is, I'm sure it can be challenging, especially for hubby, because she's a lot more grounded than we are. But it's who we are, it's how we are, it's unconditional love. So we all love each other no matter how crazy things get, but we do everything together. We've gone through some incredible challenges, but we've always just stayed tight and done it together.
How special is that? I absolutely love your journey. I must say, when back then, a few years ago, we met and you told me you already live my dream life, I was like, no way. That was my plan. What do you mean you already live my dream life? I created that in my mind. You already do it. I was blown away. But one thing is to see somebody doing it already, and then another thing is a few years later you see them not being there anymore, and you think, well, all right. A few years later, I see you doing even better than before. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. She's still doing that. She must be having fun. And then you told me that altogether you do it for 5 years. I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away, because how on earth somebody can do it for so long? And then you told me, because when you travel, you also coach other people how to write books. I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because you can work with people anywhere in the world. And what about those people who come to you and they say, I would like to be an author, but I don't have a story? Can you help them? Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got knowledge that can share and make a difference. Not everyone knows what it is, but everyone's been through something. And there's people that are still on the other side of that something that can't find their way through. So I really help people find their greatness, find their gift. I don't know what it is. It must be my creative powers. But I'm really great at really drawing out the biggest ways someone can make a difference and make an impact, help them extract that. We do it in a way they speak their content to us so they don't get stuck in their heads. If people get stuck here, people say they can't write the books, it's because they're in their head. When people flow from the heart, they flow with what they know, and it's like gold on paper, and they really make an impact to those people that really need them.
I love that. I love that. This is so powerful. It just says that everybody has that story. But I remember myself at some point somebody asked me, what is your most inspirational part of your life? And I gave a few answers. And then I said to my friend about this conversation, and she said, no, it wasn't that. It was this and this part. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. Because we consciously will push memories away because we don't want to remember about them. But actually, if we just stop pushing away and we come see somebody like Laura who can say, you know what, this is the golden nuggets. Tell me about yourself. And this is the golden nuggets, which actually can inspire and motivate other people. I love that. Absolutely love that. We actually have lots of people watching us right now from different parts of the world. I'm not going to go through entire comments, but we have somebody from New York and they have 10 degrees Celsius only. Well, it's a bit far from 34, what Laura has. Now I say he has probably 6 or 9. And Howard, he's one of the regulars actually on YouTube. I wanted Howard, how many degrees is now in Leeds? Because he's based all the way in Leeds. And by the way, Laura, whereabouts in the UK are you originally from?
So me and hubby moved like 20 times in 8 years. The first years we were together, we were like fix-it managers. My nickname was Ramsey. We'd go into places, make them awesome, and then move on. But we brought our kids up in Cornwall because out of all the places we lived, we just loved it. Where we moved into, they came this little village catalogue, and it had the crime rate for the year. And we were like, okay, let's see what it is. There were 2 crimes that year. Someone stole the free-range eggs.
Oh my God. What?
And I was like, not that I want them to, but I would be happy if that was my kid. Like, if that's the crimes in this area, boom, that's what sold it for me. We had the beach and the wildlife and the nature, and it was just all there. It was beautiful.
Wow. I must say, I love Cornwall as well. I spent there 3 weeks this year as I was going on my road trip, and it was really beautiful. But I was quite lucky because it was during the lockdown, so not many places were open. It was quite, closed, everything. not many tourists. I mean, very, very few, just like myself, somebody very crazy. And everywhere we had to wear masks and gloves. So it was quite extreme, but I thoroughly enjoyed that because there were not many people. And I must say, you had to be really cautious where you go, what do you do. But I remember you shared a story when we had the conversation privately. And you said when the lockdown started, you were staying at a big farmhouse and everybody was out playing because it was so secluded that kids were not even aware of the lockdown. Could you please tell us more of that?
Yeah, they wouldn't have had a clue. We were house sitting a house in Spain, and it was out in the mountains. We had 10 acres of land. We were probably 2 miles from the nearest next property. Because we were going to be here a year, we actually got the kids quad bikes. So we were out exploring, having fun. Like, we don't do rent, so we do experiences. So quad bikes, oh my God, what an output. It is, but we didn't pay rent for a year. So, you know, experiences over rent every day. So they had the quad bikes, we had the beautiful sunshine. Not far from us were the goats. It just was beautiful. The kids, my little boy actually broke his elbow during lockdown. And if that hadn't happened, they would have had no clue that lockdown was a thing.
Wow. Wow. Did you have to go to hospital and then do all the rest with the...
We ended up in 3 different hospitals, which is when we'd seen everyone sharing with us because everyone's so worried about us. Oh my God, look at Spain. It's horrendous and it's all locked down. The hospitals are full. And we ended up in 3 different hospitals in the area. We were in and out each hospital within 15 minutes. What? Seeing the expert, including the x-rays, the doctors, doing all this stuff. Empty, empty, empty. Like, car parks empty, hospital empty. If you look at the images on the news that week and then to stand there and look at it, it was very, very different. So even then, the kids, they didn't really know because there was no one there.
Wow. I must say, this is shocking. I'm sure everybody watching right now thinking, is she talking about the same century? Maybe she's talking about 1 century before. Right?
Yeah.
Because like this is in the middle of pandemic. This is absolutely crazy and nuts. Wow. So darling, I must say, I really admire you. You are the woman of a free spirit. You're not afraid of being just traveling around the world, not having the certainty of bills coming through, the security of having a job, husband having a job, and then kids going to school, when you have a break from kids and you have your own free time. How do you manage this mental well-being through all of that?
Yeah, we've had lots of crazy times, and we still have those people that love us dearly, that, you know, have worries and like to feed us their fears. We just make time for us. Like I said, nature's a huge one for us. We're near the coast right now, so we're on the beach, we're in the sea, we're out walking on the grass. We do the tree huggy hippie thing because it is such an incredible energy. So it's all about getting out there and doing that. We all meditate. We do yoga in the evenings. There's lots of things we do, purposely mindful. We stay in the Tony world. We've been at every virtual event he's had this year. Went to all his business masteries and 2 UPWs last year. So we stay immersed in this world. So we're always learning, we're always growing, and we keep our kids away from, you know, the only time they watch TV is on an airplane, long distance. They love those little TVs because they get to watch movies. Normally it's books and fun and outdoors.
I love that. So I bet you anything, kids are probably fighting for the screen time, aren't they? Or like which movie we should watch if they are watching together. But actually, no, everybody has their own TV, so they could watch separate movies. Yeah, come on. Yeah, that's irrelevant. But I know that you actually have something like a video series for those who would like to write a book. What it's all about?
So that's for business people that really want to make a difference and make an impact. So many people create a book, they self-publish, which is awesome, but they don't tell anybody about it. And when it does sell, the only list they're growing is Amazon's, because they haven't realized you need to connect the book to your list or to your giveaway or to your website. So it's teaching them so much more than just the book. We help them how to plan it. We help them how to connect the reader to their business and how to really get it out there and make a difference.
Wow, I love that. It's something what definitely every author and the business owner need to have. I absolutely love that. But is there any chance how somebody can connect with you, learn about you? Because I mean, we only had half an hour time, and I wish I could talk to you probably for 15 hours in a row. But and probably people will be like, oh my God, that's too much of that insanity. Can we just go back normal box thinking, right? So how people can learn more about you, your crazy adventures, your crazy family? What are you up to? Where are you going next? Is there any way how people can connect with you?
Yeah, we're on Facebook. It's Laura Helen, aka Mummy, on Facebook, and we also have Forever Family Forever Free on Instagram, where you can go and check out our adventures. We keep that quite up to date, sharing where we are in the world, where we're going, and what we are up to.
I love that. I absolutely love it. I must say, I met quite a lot of incredible people in my life, and I interviewed quite a lot of phenomenal people on my show as well. But your journey is one out of a million. You know, it's one in a million, because I haven't heard of another family, not individual. There are lots of individuals who do that. There are lots of couples who do that. But as a family, I haven't met anybody else yet. And I'm sure you have a whole probably society and a whole probably circles of family like yours, but I haven't met a family yet who are doing what you are doing. So what you do is absolutely phenomenal. And I love you for that. I admire you for that. And everybody who is wondering how you can create the same lifestyle, this is the woman to talk to, because she literally walks the talk, not by herself, not only with her husband, but all together, being a mom, a wife, a teacher, a coach, and everything else in one place, in one face, in one body, which is absolutely remarkable. Thank you, Laura, for your inspiration and for you being you.
Thank you very much. It took a lot of journey and a lot of learning for me to just be me. This isn't an easy overnight thing that people are just going to step into. It's little steps, one at a time, maybe some big ones, but it's that little changes every day and just learning to be you.
I love that. Being you is the easiest way we can do. But actually, because we were conditioned and programmed so much, it is the hardest thing to discover. And I think when you travel, I think it's one of the easiest ways to do it, because then you're away from everybody nagging you and everybody trying to control you. So that is wonderful. Is there anything else you would like to share to those insane people who are right now watching this thinking, oh, you know what, I also want to do the same thing? What are the pitfalls they need to be aware of? What are the challenges they need to remember about before they go and copy you?
I would say no matter what the challenge, get a good coach. I see too many people, especially parents, especially working mums, that go and hire a 20, 30-year-old guy coach. Now, while some of his business stuff might be good, he's in a completely different place from you. Get a coach who's doing what you want to do. Get someone who's already done the journey. Because I know when people come at me with problems with what they're going to be traveling, Olga was one of them. I have 5 solutions for everything that make you wobble or make you doubt or a question you'll have, because I've lived it. It's one thing learning things and sharing things. Get a coach who's already done or is already doing the life you want. It'd probably be my biggest thing for people wanting to do this.
I love that. Getting somebody who walked their talk. And especially if somebody wants to write a book, you're the person to talk to. Or your children, they want to write kids' book, why not? And by the way, what about your husband? What your husband is doing?
So we always make the joke that I'm the creative one. So I make the mess and he tidies up. So I get creative and make meals in the kitchen. He washes up and makes it all shiny and clean again. With the books, I'm creative and I flow with everybody and we get out their story and we create the pictures and the covers and we have all the creative fun. My husband is the one who makes it look like a sleek, professional, incredible book so that it can go out looking awesome. So we're completely different, but it's hell of a dynamic team when it comes to your book creation.
I love that, but that becomes a dream team.
Absolutely.
Because you travel together. What can be better than actually somebody who can work together with you, but also travel with you? Because you can always have these conversations randomly here when you walk, or when you sunbathe, or when you swim, or whatever else. I love that. So would you suggest to somebody who is thinking right now, oh, I can do it as well, packing their stuff to talk to their partners first, if partners would be willing to join them? Or would you say just go and allow them to join? What would you say on that?
We don't, even with the kids, we don't try and teach or drag or take anyone with us. That first UPW, I came back, I wrote my new morning list. So I get up at 5, I do my priming, I jump up and down to let's go for a few minutes. I'd go and jump in a cold plunge pool. I'd have a shower, I'd drink all my water and get ready for the day. After 3 days, hubby asked what it's all about. He joined in. After about a week, Tegan joined in. After a couple of weeks, my little 4-year-old firewalker, then he jumped in. So it's all just, they just copy and follow. And if you lead the way, if you step up and be that leader, they will follow. I went vegan. I did take the kids vegan. I said to hubby, it's up to you. This is my new beliefs, blah, blah, blah. We've all been vegan now for 4 or 5 years, and it's all been a journey. I haven't made anyone do anything or tried to. The kids with their books, I didn't mean for that to happen. My daughter speaks on stages all around the world and blows people away. I didn't mean for that to happen. She asked to talk somewhere I was speaking. They gave her the lunch break to have a little play and a go with it. She totally owned the crowd and took them on a roller coaster of her journey and absolutely rocked it. She was super incredible. It wasn't ever planned. It was never pushed. As saying, you must do this. Now we're on TV. We're currently on a TV series. We've got 13 weeks where you get to know us and our family.
Oh my God.
So it's been an incredible journey.
Oh my God. I mean, we are already just about to finish the show, and only now you're telling me all this amazing things. Extra half an hour, please. Your daughter is also a speaker who completely owns the crowd. And right now you're on a TV show. So how can we find out more about your TV show? Where can we see you?
So it's every Saturday, repeated on a Sunday, on Sky Channel 192, 8 a.m. to 11, but we're on at 9:15.
Wow, that is incredible. I must say, anybody right now doubting themselves, if I can ever live the life of my dreams, listen to this remarkable lady. She walks her talk. She already travels around the world with 2 crazy children who are authors. One of them is also a speaker who absolutely owns the crowd. Husband who also is a great team player, allows her to go crazy and nuts, which is remarkable. And you all are having a happy life whilst you're traveling the world. This is a dream life, so many, but you're already living that.
And it's the power of a book. It's the books that gave us this freedom. It's the books that got us on the TV show. It's the books that got Tegan to Tony. He put her on his Instagram last year with like over 300,000 views. She's on Tony Robbins' Instagram. She's connected with Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, all these incredible people because of the power of a book. That's how we've ended up with our TV show, because of our book, But I Have Kids.
Oh my God. So you would say a book is the door opener to opportunities.
It changed everything for us.
I need to progress with my book now. You really inspired me. Because I'm writing a book now already for a year, and I still haven't finished it. And I'm thinking I need to continue writing my book. All right. Yep. I need to continue that. Wow. Honestly, you absolutely blow my mind. And I'm sure so many people got mind blown as well. I'm so grateful for you coming today to my show, sharing your story. Everybody, I will keep posting the links about how to get in touch with you across all social media, including YouTube. Everybody who wants to become an author, who wants actually to live a remarkable life, this is the person to speak to. Laura is the woman you need to have a conversation with. Or if your children wants to actually become authors, your children are the people that need to speak to because they already are authors and speakers apparently too. Well, Laura, thank you so much for coming today to my show. It was a remarkable time. I don't know where the time got flew, but I have to finish the show. And I must say, I really and thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Oh, it was my pleasure. And I'll wish you all fabulous adventures wherever you go. Enjoy that. But would you mind to share with us, where exactly are you looking forward to be in the nearest future?
As in the world or in life?
In the world.
In the world. We are staying in Europe right now, just because, like you said, there's a pandemic and it's much easier to travel within Europe right now. But we are looking to, my little boy wants to go to China so bad. So we are looking to head over that way when things ease up again.
Wow, China sounds remarkable. I guess we'll need to make another show whilst you will be in the China.
He wants karate lessons. He's like, if I'm going to do karate, I want to learn it in China.
I mean, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. I love your child. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Everybody who was watching the show today. And can I ask everybody for a favor, please? if you will share this video just once, you don't have to share more times, just once. Imagine how many lives can you inspire with Laura's journey, right? How many other people out there in the world are right now who are thinking, I wish I could become an author. I wish I could travel around the world. Laura is the person to get in touch with. So please make sure you share this video at least once, so many other people can get inspired by Laura, get in touch with Laura, and live the life of their dreams, because that will be transforming not only their life, but also the life of their children and their partners. So thank you so much, everybody who was watching this, whether live on the replay. And Laura, once more, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming to my show.